am in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm heading into downtown, as you can see. This is the city I was born in. Now, I haven't been here in, geez, 30 years, but it looks exactly the same. Very little change at all. Tulsa's got an interesting history. At one time it was really booming and growing like crazy. It was the oil capital of the world, and a lot of those oil companies moved to Houston, and Tulsa, I'm not going to say just died out, but it's definitely not the economic powerhouse it was at one time. What I've seen so far of downtown, it's pretty darn nice. I'm trying to get up to the BOK Building, the tallest building in Tulsa. It's on the other side of this one right here. So I'm going to head over there, because that's an interesting building. Let's see if I can get over this way. I believe if I turn left at this light, that will get me there. Yeah, this is it right here. The tallest building in Tulsa, the BOK Building. What's interesting about this is the guy who designed it is the guy who designed the World Trade Center in downtown New York, which, as we all know, those two buildings are gone now. But this is a half replica of either one of the World Trade Centers. It's the, called the BOK Tower, or Bank of Oklahoma Tower. It is a exact replica, but half size of the World Trade Center towers. I'm continuing to cruise through downtown Tulsa. You can see it's very, very quiet. Virtually nobody out and about down here today. I'm not seeing any homeless people anywhere. Very unusual for a city this size to not have any homeless people roaming around the downtown area. Now I'm on Boston Avenue, which is the main drag through downtown Tulsa. As you can see, there are the buildings I was at earlier, the BOK Building. You can hear this all over downtown. The First Presbyterian Church. Of course, it's a Sunday early afternoon, but blocks away you can hear this. It's basically a soundtrack, if you will, for downtown Tulsa right now. It's a beautiful church. Anyway, I'm gonna head down this way a little bit, see what's down here. All right, I am in the heart of downtown Tulsa, and it is so quiet, it's eerie. You can still hear that church down there, a couple blocks down. Now, when I was a kid growing up here, before I continue on with that thought, look at that building. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. So is that one next to it, that really high, I guess that's white with the green on top. As I was saying, I grew up in Tulsa, or as I grew up in Tulsa, I would work with my father, who is a commercial carpet layer, which meant he mostly laid carpet in buildings, you know, offices, that kind of thing. And I remember as a kid going up in that building right there at the top floors and laying carpet. So I've been up there. It's been about 40 years. Yeah, that's how old I am. That was about 40 years ago, but yeah, I've been up in that building right there, and this one right next to it. Let me see if I can go across the street here. It's really beautiful, isn't it? That's something. Anyway, yeah, this one right here too. When I was a kid, I laid carpet with my dad in that building as well. So, that's pretty amazing. It's kind of, I don't know what to say about it, but it's kind of a weird feeling because being here 40 some years later, about 45 years later, walking around the bottom of these buildings again. That building's really beautiful too. Beautiful old building. Well, there it is then. The BOK Tower of Tulsa, and almost, like I said earlier, an almost 50% replica of the World Trade Center towers. This building is 52 stories tall versus their 110. Those buildings are no more, but at least this one is still standing. I'm gonna go up here a little bit closer. See what's up here. Looks like a picture of Will Rogers, so I'm gonna go up there and take a look. Yeah, that's exactly who it is. This is a picture of Will Rogers, a favorite son of Oklahoma, especially in this area. He was born in nearby Oologah, which is in a suburb of Tulsa. I have been there many times. But he was very popular at one time, a comedian, entertainer, and many thought that if he was to run for president, he would easily win. But his life was tragically cut short in an airplane accident. So, I'm just getting a closer look at the building here. It's pretty awesome. Alright, I'm heading towards the Outsider's house. Now this, Francis Ford Coppola made a movie of the classic book by S.E. Hinton, and it featured a cast of, wow, look at this neighborhood though. Whew. Anyway, it featured a cast of actors, of young actors, that you couldn't even begin to afford now. But he put all these guys together and they made this movie, and as I understand it, it was shot in this house that I'm about to pull up in front of, according to Siri. Alright, this is it here. Okay, we got a little bit farther to go here. Basically, we're just in a neighborhood, huh? I guess they filmed the movie in a neighborhood, obviously.
At the stop sign, turn left onto North St. Louis Avenue.
All right.
The destination is on your left.
On my left. Thank you, Australian Siri. I call her that is because my Siri has an Australian accent. Look at this, Outsider's Way. That's the name of the street. Oh. I'm actually right in front of the house. That's it right there. That is the house. Fascinating. All right, so I've turned around. I'm going to get another look at this house. But you may or may not be familiar with the book. I read it when I was a kid. It was written by S.E. Hinton when she was 16 years old, right here in Tulsa. It's about gang life in Tulsa. And, of course, as I said earlier, Francis Ford Coppola gathered that crew together and made it into a movie, a classic movie with a cast that's, like I said, I mean, Tom Cruise and Ralph Macchio and Timothy Hutton. The list goes on and on. There's the house right there. You couldn't even begin to afford these guys now in a single movie. It would be astronomical. But this is the house that they filmed the movie in. So It's a museum now. You can see a lot of people out there. How crazy it must it have been to lived here at that time. Giving you a little glance of the neighborhood right around the house. Anyway, I've got another destination I want to go to while I'm here in Tulsa, so I'm going to head there now. Now you could probably see those buildings just past that Target sign rising from the ground, especially the one tall tower, just kind of in the middle of nowhere here in Tulsa, out on the edge of the city. That's where I'm going next. That's the building that Oral Roberts built, his folly, if you will. It's called Cityplex Tower now, but I've always found this building fascinating. Heading there next. All right, so I'm at the Cityplex Tower in Tulsa, and it's got an interesting history. Oral Roberts originally built this building. Actually, there's three of them. The real tall tower, then two shorter ones. The tallest tower there is 60 feet, or I'm sorry, 60, let me spit it out. It's 60 stories tall. And Oral Roberts envisioned it as the best and greatest Christian hospital in the world. And he said he got a vision from Jesus to build it. And so he set about doing that. And it took him a while to get it built because he had a difficult time getting funding, and the state of Oklahoma was not on board with it. But despite all that, he got it built, and it began operating, and then promptly started losing money. And it was never profitable. And after, I don't know how many years, he finally closed it, and it became office towers. Now, I'm driving past it at the moment. You can see the architecture. I wish the sun was shining on this side of the building. You could see it a lot better, but it's really beautiful. I've always thought this building was beautiful, or interesting anyway. I remember building it, or I remember it being built when I was a kid. So it was, geez, 30, 40 years ago at least. But see if I can get over here where it's not in the sun, or the sun's in the way here. Yeah, it's, I think it is a hospital again. Of course, he's not running it. He built it across the street from his university. So I'm gonna move the camera over here. That's Oral Roberts University over there, which I have to tell you is quite beautiful. It's got very unusual architecture that has been well maintained. But anyway, this building now is, it says Oklahoma Surgical Hospital. So I guess it is a hospital again. The gold is a little gaudy, I think. I don't know what you guys think. But that all being said, it's always fascinating to me that he built this out here so far away from everything, far away from downtown Tulsa. He should have built it, I'm thinking, in downtown Tulsa, because at least he would have made his money back probably. As I understand it, he lost a lot of money on this thing, if I can pull up to it. And if he would have built it in downtown Tulsa and maybe not built it to be so garish with all the gold, probably could have sold it for as an office building and got quite a bit of money out of it. But anyway, it appears that it is a hospital again, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, awesome building, interesting story behind it. All right, we are finished in Tulsa, city of my birth, and it's time to review the hotel. We stayed at a Hampton Inn Suites. First time we've stayed in one of these. I'll let her go first. What do you think?
A lot of it was good. Like the room's nice, clean. It's really modern. There's, like you said, there's like a million plugins, so we can plug all of our chargers in because we each have like lots of chargers. And the gym was pretty good. It was sufficient. The one glaring thing for me was the breakfast. I thought it was horrible. To me, it was just horrible because I won't eat those microwaved eggs anymore. And I swear the OJ had an aftertaste to me. So, but besides that, everything was good. It's just I was really in the mood for a good breakfast, and I thought there was going to be one, so I was really let down there. However, it was a really good price, so you know. I think Yelp did it a disservice by saying it was such a damn good breakfast, and that's what I wanted.
It wasn't Yelp, it was Hotels.com.
Okay, whatever.
Well, for me, I like the hotel a lot. It's clean, modern. It's a newer hotel. Like she said, tons of plug-ins, strong Wi-Fi, which you can put all your devices on. I liked the breakfast. It wasn't great, but the eggs, yeah, they were the microwave kind, but they tasted like she had just microwaved them, so they were hot.
But see, they didn't even have any of the packaged stuff that I could have eaten instead. They really had nothing that I would have eaten.
Well, I don't know.
I ate a tiny little bagel with jelly.
I had one of the omelets. It was okay. The potatoes were pretty good. The sausage was terrible. Turkey sausage, I don't know why anybody puts turkey sausage out.
Disgusting.
Turkey sausage is revolting for breakfast.
And the OJ had an aftertaste of soapy water.
She thinks the OJ had an aftertaste. I thought it was okay. I drank 2 glasses of it. No problem. I didn't think it was phenomenal like other places, but it was decent OJ. The place also had, you could make your own waffles and had cold cereal, those kind of things. What else? The pool wasn't working. Gym was decent.
No, the pool is outside, so it's closed for the season.
We can't discount the pool because obviously it's closed for the season. But anyway, other than that, I like the place. So the room got just enough room in it. It's got a little living room where we can eat and I can work on videos. And for me, it was okay. We didn't have any problems with Wi-Fi or any of that kind of stuff, which I like.
Yeah.
So.
But I know I'm going to be a little bit lower than you, 4.1.
Yeah, I'm going to go like a 4.6. I mean, if we had a place like this almost pretty much every time, but with a great breakfast, it'd be rivaling Drury. But anyway.
Like I
anyway,
said,
that's it.
They did him a disservice saying the breakfast was so good. I was really expecting, and I was really in the mood for it. And I just won't eat those microwave eggs anymore.
That's fine. I'll eat them if they're at least halfway decent tasting. But anyway, that's it. So enough for Tulsa. We're going to Oklahoma City next. Be looking for that video. All right, good.